up? It's your girl Camera, and you're watching Camera Music TV, and I'm back with your Insecure review for the week. This is season 3, episode 4, Fresh Like, and that means everything was fresh this episode. Fresh experiences, fresh mistakes, and fresh adventures. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Comment down below as we get through this review on your opinions and what you thought about this episode. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Camera Music TV, where I post all the time. So without further ado, let's get into this review. So as you can see, I'm rocking the Nope t-shirt. 2 nopes, one for Issa and one for Molly, because this episode it stressed me out. Okay, you know, popular belief is everyone loved it. You know, everyone loved the adventure that Issa took with Lift Bay, or Nansford, as she so comically deemed him this episode. And I was not feeling it. Now, I had a lot of hazards for my girl. I had a lot of the WTF for my girl, and a lot of okay, I might have would have done that different for my girl. And then Molly, she was just nope all around. I mean, not just no and not just nope, but nope all the way around. So let's get into this review. We're gonna attack some certain themes and things that happen. We're not gonna go chronologically. Y'all know how we do. I'm an organized chaos type of person. We like to attack different things here and there. We might get chronological a little bit, but not completely. So let's get into it. Now, what's funny is I already recorded this whole review, but I'm gonna do it again because I had a lot of interruptions and it threw me off. So anyway, here we are again. So Issa is moving into her new place, and Daniel's helping. Molly's there, and we kind of see Daniel leaving, and it looks like he's leaving the show, period, like as a main character. Molly says bye. She closes the door on him, and I'm wondering if that's it for Daniel. I mean, if you think about it, someone in Issa's position just got out of a long relationship, cheated on him, moved in with the guy you cheated on him with, who's helping you get back on your feet. You're back on your feet. What do you really need this guy around for? He showed you who he was, showed you all the reasons why your friends think he's not good for you. And so, you know, you're not bound to him anyway. You're not in a relationship. There's lots of other people you can get to know, and that's what it's kind of hard to realize. You know, it's not good to just hop from one thing to the next thing. You know, leave yourself open to try new things. So I think Ace is realizing that. But we see that she's having some issues with throwing things away. We see that she's a hoarder a little bit. Burnt CDs with Adele. Who still has burnt CDs? I have one CD in my car, and that is Beyonce's Lemonade, and it ain't going nowhere, so don't try to take it. But yeah, so we see her kind of going through this thing where, you know, Molly's like, just throw it all away, and Issa's like, she throws it away in that moment, but later we see she's kind of going through it and wants to save, like, I might have a bath one day. You know how you start hoarding things. Molly, on the other hand, is at her new job, and she's no longer the spotlight. She's in the boardroom with all of the other lawyers. She's trying to get a word in, and she can't get a word in edgewise. There's a Morehouse alumni next to her, just showing off, talking it up. The ladies, they got their little team thing, and she kind of can't figure out where she belongs, where she fits, which is normal when you're starting somewhere new. But something Molly does that I don't like, you know, first of all, she commiserates with the ladies later, and she realizes it wasn't just her tripping about this guy. And so I'm thinking this is good. She's gonna get in with them, she's gonna develop a little clique, and you know, they're gonna work good together, and it's gonna be, you know, the guys against the girls, or whatever dynamic it needs to be. But then we see later on that she teams up with the guy that she has a problem with too, and now makes enemies of those same ladies in the office. And I'm confused, like, what is she doing? When she was in her therapy session, the therapist was saying, why do you have such a problem with not being in the spotlight? Why can you not get in your new position and serve and help here and be an aide there, and versus having to, you know, make rank, or having it be about rank? And that's something to think about, you know, because on one hand, you want to get in your new job and show all that you can be and step up and be the one that they're calling on for everything. But then on the other hand, you don't want to step in somewhere where you're unfamiliar and just step on toes and feel like you got to be the center of attention. And I feel like that's what Molly's doing here. She wants to be the center of attention because she's used to being that. But somewhere where you kind of have to pay your dues first before you can just be the spotlight. And you know, there's people who think different about that. Some people think you can start a new job and be the spotlight right away. Other people think you got to pay your dues first. So we also see in this therapy session that Molly slips up and mentions Dro, and her therapist has no idea about Dro, and that kind of lets you know the guilt associated with this whole thing with Dro. Yeah, she finally dropped it or whatever, but I bet you, just like I've been saying, this wife does not know about Dro. And then, because this is not what Molly really wants, she's just entertaining it because of how close she is to him, it makes her feel guilty so much that she didn't even mention it to her therapist. So now she's opened a can of worms, and now she got to explain who he is and what's going on with him. And maybe that'll bring some clarity in the rest of her life. We also see that Molly, if she feels like one side of her life is failing or dropping, the other side has to balance out. It has to be great. And I mean, who wouldn't feel like that though? If my house is a mess, let my desk be together. You know, something like that. So we see Issa at work, and Issa's kind of looking around. She's seeing that it's really not that diverse. It's really not where she wants to be. She's looking up music education. This is after she went through her old rap book, and she was reading some of her old raps. Give it to him like that. Issa's stupid! But yeah, she was going through her old raps, and you know, that kind of reignited her passion. And she's looking around her office, she's realizing she just don't want to be there. And that was reoccurring throughout this whole episode. But Frida was able to get Issa back in the field. She spoke about her success at the job fair and how she was at the job fair, and convinced Joanne to let her back in the field. So this is great news for Issa. She's on a high. She's having a great day. She's got her new place. She's back in the field. Things are looking up. So we think. So she goes down to the taco place she was telling Liv Bay about, and she picks up her barbecue salmon taco. It does not even sound good to me, but apparently this is like a great place. And the wait time was 5 minutes to 2 hours. All right. And she sees Liv Bay there. Now, when I seen him, I was just like, this is good. You know, Issa was flirting down. I mean, I was like, I don't ever remember being this flirty with my husband like that. But yeah, she's just flirting, and you know, they're going back and forth. Their banter is cute. She drops her whole taco. That's what I forgot to say. Drops her whole taco because he walks up on her, and that was a funny part. And you know, he orders his 2 tacos. She reorders her taco. The wait is an hour. So I'm thinking a lunch break. Y'all know an hour lunch break ain't really an hour. It's really like 40 minutes because you need 10 minutes to get there, 10 minutes to get back. Unless she lives like unless she works and lives like 5 minutes away. But you need like 20 minutes cush time. So in all actuality, you don't have time to walk nobody around town. You got to get you something else for lunch and probably knock out some phone calls or do something for the rest of your 20 minutes at that point, and then going back to work. So I'm like, whose job? Or how long is her lunch? Because as soon as they would have said another hour wait, that part is not really realistic to me. But anyway, she's showing Lift Bay around LA. And this is what we like about Insecure, right? They show actual real life landmarks, and what she says in Wind Down is this serves as like a time capsule because they show different businesses that are flourishing in LA and kind of just give you a tour of LA. And you know, we see where Training Day, where Denzel Washington was in the jungle at, or where that was shot at, and you know, somebody throws a pineapple. He said Shasta, I thought it was Shasta, but throws soda at him. So it's all cute parts. You know, we got to see Lawrence's old friend on the park bench or on the bus stop bench, and you know, they just have a great dynamic. So up until this point, I was with Issa, you know, being real spontaneous here, you know, walking around, showing this guy around. But then Issa called out of work. Now look, if this was just a normal, like she had been working, she was in the field, you know, and you know, she never really does this, and she called out, you know, just to have like a play hooky for a day, I wouldn't think anything of it. But she had just been put back in the boss's good graces, okay? Just been put back in the field when she had been confined to the desk all this time. And she's a very indecisive person, so how would she know that she's about to quit? How would she didn't even know where she was at yet about that until, you know, she got naked in the pool with him and he was like, you should do it, and she got all gassed up. But for her to just call and say, hey, I'm not gonna be back, you know, ignoring her text, ignoring Frida's text, and then to call, ignoring her brother when it was time to pick him up from the airport, and then to call and just be like, I'm not feeling well. Like, the level of irresponsibility, I was just like, no. Not when you just got back in the good grace. You could have exchanged numbers. You could have said, let's meet up later on after work, after my meeting. Like, I don't like when people play with their job like that. Like, this is you already ain't been saving. You just got this super job. Your stuff ain't even unpacked yet. And it's like you're playing with your job. So that's when I was like, nope for Issa, and earlier when I was like, nope for Molly. So she goes on to show him around. He asks where she used to live, and she's actually not from the hood. She's from the hills. And if you guys have been to Crenshaw Mall, it kind of looks like that. Like, you're kind of down by the hood areas, and then you go up to Baldwin Hills. It's like a completely different dynamic. So anyway, so she goes to this house, and we're all like, wait, this the house she grew up in? It looks like a castle, like a beautiful home. And you know, they're playing truth or dare all this time. She lets him know that she cheated before, and you know, I liked that they were being open with each other, but I really felt like Issa was telling too much. Now y'all, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I feel like it was just a whole lot, and she was giving a whole lot where he wasn't giving that much. And you know, we find out he's from Houston. We find out he's a barber. We find out he's Hurricane Harvey victim, or did they call it refugee victim? His home was destroyed by the hurricane, so he left. You know, he just started fresh. But when it came time to talk about the scar, he wasn't open about that. He didn't have really any relationships. And I'm like, at 28, 29 years old, my antennas are raised. So they end up going into these people's home and jumping in the pool butt naked together, talking. You know, it's a funny, cute little moment, but the worrier in me, I'm like, my heart is beating fast. Somebody gonna catch them in this pool, is gonna turn bad quickly, or somebody's gonna drown, or they're gonna be having sex in this pool. And then I'm just thinking, like, you get butt naked for a perfect stranger, y'all are not even on a date. Then I'm thinking, like, what if she's in somebody's house, like she's trying to get a job at the beat squad or the beat crew later, and it's like their house. And you know, like, I always think about how what you do now, like what the consequences will be later on. I wasn't always like that, but I am like that now. I get really paranoid about stuff, and I always think, like, if you do this now, what's gonna happen later? So you jumped in somebody random's pool, and you're not out of town. Like, this is like spontaneous activity like this might be able to happen if you're on vacation in NOLA, or vacation somewhere where you don't live. But you're around the corner from your house, around the corner from where you work. And LA is not that big, but it's also not that small. But I'm just like, what? Like, she's butt naked in this pool. Like, I just keep reiterating, y'all, because it was just like a nope. So, you know, they get caught, they running out to her car, she tripped and fell. So this is another thing, she got him in her car. We don't even know him, Issa. We don't even know him, don't even know his last name, couldn't remember his name. She was like, all these N names. Finally gets to Nansford, and it's Nathan. So you don't even know him, you don't know his last name, you don't know where he stayed, you don't know if he's employed. I mean, you know he's a barber, but is he a good barber? Like he could be living with his wife, you don't know if he's married. Like, nothing, zero, nothing. Let me calm down. So they go pick up the tacos, which are hella cold by now. And this is another point where I'm just like, Issa. She takes him home to her new place. Her new place. Because she got a microwave. And I'm still like, you barely know this dude. But you just got a new place and you're bringing a complete stranger there. Now tell me, am I tripping? Am I wrong? Like, I would have had to have like at least 3 dates before I just bring you back to my place. You're all in my car. You know where I work. You know my insecurities. You know what I do to make myself feel better. I rap to myself. You know where I used to stay. You know, like, you know way too much. Like, you're giving it all for nothing. Now, on one hand, I understand being open and getting to know someone, but just telling it all? So anyway, you know, they get to kissing and the little boy at the door is cute enough. My mama said to wait. My mama had said to wait. My mama had said to wait. He's a real cute kid, you know, it's a cute scene or whatever, but y'all know I can't. I was upset with Issa with this episode. I loved how open she was being to a point, you know, showing him around town up until when they seen Chad on the bus stop, and when they went through and he got the pineapple soda thrown at him. That's when we would have cut it off. I would not have had to call my job because I gotta take care of me. So now when she gets back to work and she's all gassed up, because we saw how she finally threw everything out, because it's like she got that confirmation from him saying, you know, just do it. She needed that extra push from a man. And she goes to work and she just quits. And I don't agree with this. Okay, y'all know I do YouTube, I just finished school, and I'm in the military, all while applying for another job before I get completely out. Because you don't just end something and just leave space and not have nothing to back up. We know she don't have a savings. We know her credit score is blah. Like, you don't even have a good reference because of how you quit. Like, I'm just like, maybe it's just me, but I believe in that 2-week notice, you know, written notice, right? Typing it out and saying, hey, I'm gonna be resigning. This is, you know, it's been a great experience. Hope that we can, that's how you build bridges instead of just burning bridges. And, you know, no matter how upset you are about the job or how much your passion has died off or how much you don't really care for it anymore, you still do the right thing. You still, you know, close it out the right way, work your last little 2 weeks while you're make sure you got that new job first. I really hate that she did that because, you know, it's YouTubers on here and podcasters and content creators and social public figures and influencers who work a 9-to-5 and still do what they gotta do. And you do that until one is making more than the other, and then you can kind of taper off the other. But the way that you close it out is so that if you ever needed to, you can come back to it. And she just, although it was very avant-garde and very like brave of her to just walk out like that, and that's very television, I don't agree with it. It's a big nope. It's a big nope for me, okay? We see on the next episode that they're gonna have this huge girls trip to Coachella. I hope they show some like Beyonce tidbits, or that, you know, that they loved the Beyonce. I hope they put it in there somehow, the whole Coachella, Baychella experience. So Insecure is halfway over. I'm very upset about it. But these episodes are getting good. If y'all don't watch the wind downs, Insecurity, After Buzz TV, Bondi Blue, Forts Rocks, Funky Dineva, y'all gotta get into all these people who do reviews. It's great to hear everyone's opinions about everything. This one was good because they released the episode on Friday. Was it Saturday at 6 a.m. or Friday at 6 a.m.? So I was able to watch it on my phone, but me and my husband were out of town. But I wanted to do a review early, but I was like, no, I want to tweet with Black Twitter, and then I'll just wait to do my review for when I get back in town. You know, y'all, I like to do my green screen. I like to put something back here. But yeah, so it's almost over, and you know, we're gonna be sad, but I'm thinking about reviewing Greenleaf. I don't know yet, just because I gotta watch all of season 1 and season 2. I didn't start doing that show, and Queen Sugar's off, and I wasn't really reviewing it, but yeah, so we're gonna get into some more reviews. I really love doing this. Once again, I'm Kemaray, and this is Kemaray Music TV. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe down below to my channel and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kemaray Music TV. Like the video, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.